Here is the interview by Mallori Johnson for the film As God Is, directed by Ailshay Harris and produced by Tessa Thompson.
I think that the title to me always felt like a question and an answer, right? It's is God, God is. Or at least that's how I always thought about it. And I don't think that it necessarily meant an implication of like God in a literal sense or like in a religious sense. It just felt like when I read it, these characters were on this journey to understanding whether or not that there was a larger meaning in themselves and to life. And that's what the seeking of God feels like, right? The question of whether or not God, this larger thing, this larger meaning for why people are the way they are and why they come from what they come from is the way it is. And I think that throughout the journey of the story, that question is answered. I think I just really get Kara. Like as a person, I get her. I love her. I think that there's something to when you really, really have a true friendship and kin with someone, you naturally mirror each other's movements and speech patterns. However, Alicia was really, really smart in making sure that we had extra rehearsal time. So we came in 2 weeks before we even started filming, and we were in rehearsal studios practicing with each other, working in tandem, moving in tandem. We would do exercises where we were looking in the mirror and we would look at each other and try to say what the other person was thinking or do like a movement that the other person was going to do next. So Alicia made sure that we were bonded in that way, but it happened naturally, very, very naturally. The differences between Anaya and Racine is that Racine is someone who is bold, right? She's the twin that's bold. She's the twin that's not afraid to say what she wants to say. And she's kind of the mouthpiece for Anaya, who's a lot more withdrawn and sensitive and thoughtful. I think that Anaya is led by her emotions, whereas Racine is led by her instincts. And I think that as the story goes on, you kind of see Anaya become her own protector. I think that to Racine, Ruby was a mythic figure, right? I mean, we do see her introduced as a character as this very mythic, mystical being in this like Southern Gothic environment, which is so cool. But I always felt like, even reading the play, that Anaya saw Ruby as a mother. I think that Anaya just wanted a mom, and I think that she also just wanted a dad. These are two orphans that like never knew their parents. And I think that in the same way that Racine revered her, Anaya really just needed her. Working with this cast, working with this director was incredible. I am so honored. I feel really, really honored to be in this movie. When I was watching it by myself, I was like super moved by the fact that I was even in it and the fact that I was in it with these huge legends that I look up to, you know? I think Alicia is brilliant. I think that I am so inspired by her bravery to helm this film herself. She wrote it, she directed it, she made sure that it was exactly the story that she wanted to tell. And she made sure that everybody in the room who was working with her knew that too. And so I think that Alicia is an inspiration to every Black woman out there who wants to create something, that when you want to create something, you do it yourself. You do it yourself and you make sure that it's done right. And I'm proud to be in it with the people that I am in it with. It was made for theaters, right? This story was written as a play first, and it was written in the fashion of a Greek Odyssey. I mean, I keep saying this, but that's what struck me the most about this story. That's what made it so brilliant and unique to me, is that this was made to be shared with other people. I think that not going to see it in a theater, not going to see it with other people would be a shame to you as an audience member, because it's meant to be shared. It's meant to be communed with. You know, that this story is really truly fashioned in the spirit of theater.